Blazer Action News!
Welcome to your Blazer Action News. I'm Sam. This will be our last episode before spring break, so we're all ready to kick back and relax. But before that, we have an important message. Let's introduce you to David's Law.
Well, something called David's Law is now in effect. It adds protections relating to cyberbullying and cyber abuse of students.
Yeah, that law was named after a 16-year-old out of San Antonio who was so tortured by online bullies that he killed himself.
David Malsk was a 16-year-old. He was a senior. He was a high school student in San Antonio. Unfortunately, he was bullied. He was cyberbullied immensely, and that led to his death. He did commit suicide. The law is aimed at changing the education code to actually prevent cyberbullying and expanding both civil and criminal liabilities for those who are responsible for cyberbullying.
Bullying has a profound effect on our students. We do see cases where the bullying has been so often or for so long, for sometimes for years, that parents do come torn.
His parents advocated for David's death, and they decided that they wanted this to never happen to another child. They entered into conversations with their legislatures, and now we have David's Law within Texas, which has expanded federally.
With the evolution of technology and how prevalent it is in our schools, I think it was something that wasn't accounted for prior to technology being so available. So now that everyone pretty much has a cell phone, tablets, computers, I think it's really evolved in the last couple of years, and it was something that was necessary to prevent from bullying happening. As you know, technology, most of our students are going to use it on campus, but also off campus. And so this really bridged the gap. And so now it expands the jurisdiction. So now schools can regulate what's on campus, but they can regulate cyberbullying off campus. And I think that was, the purpose of this is to really get the full picture and connect all the parties.
I think it is.
I think bullying is a big problem here at the school. It happens daily, everywhere.
I think it's a problem, but I also think that most of the people are cracking down on it to make sure it's well maintained.
Nothing. I know nothing.
I don't really know anything about the David's Law.
I know that David's Law is a law that was made and constructed to prevent cases of cyberbullying and bullying in general in a school environment, and I think it's a good thing because it prevents a lot of harmful action in our academic society.
So David's Law, of course, was enacted by Congress in 2021. David Ray law protects our students, and so it's important at every high school, and most important at America's high school, because it protects our trailblazers across the board.
But any student has the right to anonymously report. And that means if someone feels bullied within this campus, they have the right to actually pursue a report within any person. They can go to a teacher, they can go to administration, they can go to faculty.
If you even look at our own district webpage, there is an anonymous webpage for students and parents to make reports. Once they have this report, once they know, they can communicate not only with the victim, but the alleged offender, and they can also contact law enforcement.
So it's important that our Blazers spread kindness at all times. But if they do encounter bullying, it is extremely important that they reach out to their administrator. So if we don't know that it's happening, it's going to be hard for us to act on it.
From that point, we will then have the ability to contact parents, contact authorities, in which they could then prosecute the individuals that may or may not be responsible for the cyberbullying.
I just wish kids knew that there is a law that protects them, and that if they do report it, something will get done. And that's what David's Law brought.
So if you are found guilty, you could say, of bullying someone, it will be on your record and it'll follow you throughout your high school career.
So prior to David's Law, any type of harassment would be a Class B misdemeanor. Now, after David's Law, that has expanded to include internet usage, to include social media platforms, and that has now gone up to a Class A misdemeanor, which is a higher level offense.
I think students need to be mindful of that because they're doing something off campus, on their phone, whether it's text messages or they're posting on social media, that all can connect now, and school can look at it. So if you're a victim, I think you should know that you are protected, and so you should make those reports. You should let us know what's going on, even if it's happening off campus, because now we can help you.
But I mean, we could just take one day at a time, and don't let the bigger things of the bigger problems overcome or take over the fact that you're being bullied, that you're being harassed, that you're not feeling safe, that you feel scared. It shouldn't.
Remember, Blazers, if you experience bullying, reach out. Moving on, let's show you one of our career programs that's lighting the way to success. Here's electrical technology.
Here in this class, I'm a sophomore right now, so I'm in electrical 1. But as a freshman, we were in Principles of Construction, where we first learned how to use the tools. You'd be surprised. Some people don't know how to use a hammer or like pliers or stuff like that. So he would go over the basics of how to use the tools.
Yeah, he's a really good teacher, Mr. Salcido.
He would take time out of his life to help us and learn how to do it.
And safety is a big part of this classroom because any accident is life or death in this classroom. Like in certain situations, you're dealing with live electricity, you can get seriously injured.
I worked over the summer. My teacher helped me get the job. They would teach me like other ways to do it, easier ways. A lot of help from the coworkers from the internship. All the experienced electricians, way more experienced than me, and for them to teach me things, it's like cool because they've worked half of their life as an electrician.
I really do advise you joining this class. It does show you a lot, like how to fix things at home and not just like calling up a handyman to come and do it for you and charging you a lot of money.
You can have many opportunities because you can learn how to fix it in your house, or if you want to have it as a job, you already know the basics and what you have to do.
I think it's important that we get these opportunities to like see what goes on in the real world.
My journeyman, he didn't seem to have much trust in me since I'm still in high school. I offered him multiple opportunities to like, prove myself that I could do it. So little by little, he like started trusting me. You'll just have to work hard and like always go above and beyond.
We're always progressing, going on to the next bigger, harder thing to get better. Because we also compete for Skills USA, so we want to be able to like be prepared for whatever the hardest thing is. I think it's important that we get these opportunities to like see what goes on in the real world, like how your house was built, because you can come out of high school and then like, let's say you go to college, something goes wrong in college, then you could always have this knowledge to like, so I'd be like, oh, I can fall back on this. And Mr. Salcido is always saying, this is a good plan B if anything ever happens in your plans.
What's up? It's Manny, bringing all some media recommendations from some of our Blazer News producers for you to check out over spring break. If you have some time to spare, you should check these out.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Brandon. The album I recommend you guys check out over the break is Time and Place by Quiero Quiero Bonito. They've garnered their popularity from viral hits such as Flamingo,
Black, white, green or blue, show off your natural hue. Flamingo.
and I'd Rather Sleep.
Now I know what's real and what is fake.
Which have gained sizable traction thanks to sites such as TikTok and YouTube. Their previous album, Bonito Generation, reflected its musicality through its lyrics, with narratives about school and beats reminiscent of your favorite Geometry Dash levels. However, on their sophomore record, the three take on a rather large metamorphosis, going from their J-pop and bubblegum-inspired production to a rather alternative and experimental approach. And the truth is, this LP takes inspiration from several genres. Whether you're in the mood for some new garage rock, alternative punk, 90s synth pop, or even campfire songs, you're sure to have a blast with Time and Place.
So today, Russell's gonna tell us about this really cool game. What's it called, Russell?
It's called No Man's Sky. It's an open world action adventure game. It's an entire universe inside of a game.
Really? How many planets are there, bro?
There's over 18 quintillion.
Quintillion? Like with a Q?
Yeah, quintillion. If you were Superman and you went to one planet a second, it would take you over 5 billion years to go to all of them.
5 billion just to play the whole game.
Yeah.
And what do you even do in the game?
So there's a main storyline, which you could choose to do, but what I did was I became rich by manipulating the economy in multiple galaxies.
Like, how'd you do that?
So I went to a world where there was a material for really cheap, and I gathered a lot of it, I bought a lot of it, and then I went to a planet where it was extremely rare and valuable, and I just sold all of it, and I repeated the same thing.
And like, how much money did you make off of it?
I had billions.
Billions? You became a billionaire in the game?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty much all to it. It's an endless amount of exploration, and it's available on all platforms, PlayStation, Xbox, PC, Nintendo Switch. You can find it anywhere. You could even buy it online.
All right, y'all check this out during the spring break. We'll see y'all next time.
Hey everybody, it's Giselle, and today I'm going to be suggesting you guys a movie called Stuck in Love. This movie is a romantic drama about a family and all their individual love stories. This film makes me happy because I like how it's about giving second chances and watching the drama unfold. Each character is intense in their own specific ways, dealing with real-world problems. The plot is authentic and manages to keep my attention the entire time. If you guys want to check it out, it's on YouTube for free with ads. I would definitely call this my comfort movie and hope you guys enjoy the movie as much as I did.
Finally, my recommendation is going to be Everhood on PC and Switch. In Everhood, you play as Red as he tries to recover his lost arm that was stolen by a thief. This leads you to some very weird paths as you try to find your arm. This RPG game is similar to those indie RPGs you see popping up, like Undertale, inspired by games like Earthbound. However, this game is in the style of a rhythm game, with a twist. Instead of hitting the notes coming towards you, which would kinda play like Guitar Hero at that point, your job is to avoid the notes. This twist creates a cool rhythm game that doesn't focus on exact rhythm, but more strategy. Just like the games I mentioned before, characters and plot are just as charming. You can beat the main plot within a few hours, but there's still content to explore afterwards. For $10 on Steam, this game will keep you very entertained and I highly recommend it. Just note that the Switch version will run you a little extra at $15, which is still worth it, but something to keep in mind if you're deciding between which version. Thank you for watching. We hope that these recommendations can keep you out of trouble. Stay safe out there.
Well, that's all we got for you this week, Blazers. I'm Sam, and this has been Blazer Action News.